Morning, guys. I'm a little sleepy. I want to read something to you that is the root cause of everything we see, man. This is the why behind, behind why people live the way they live and act the way they act, man. You see things like in the news of all these crazy stories of people like hitting people and murdering people, and you see suicide, man. You see LGBTQ, HGTV, RNA, blah blah blah. You see all these isms. You see all these questions and motivations of the heart. We weigh through the news and through commentary, right? Like, what is the news? You know what I mean? Like, you watch like CNN, people watch CNN and Fox News, and what are they watching on all those panels? They're getting news, and then they like to see the commentary breakdown, and they can identify with certain aspects and certain argumentative debates. You know, like, what are people even arguing for, right? Like, I look at all these day after day, all these the news that comes out, and I try to analyze things and line up things with scripture. What is truth, right? Everybody's seeking truth. Man, I just came across probably one of the most unlocking, powerful scripture verses in the Bible, and it answers this question that I'm asking, and the subject I'm talking about. And it's so simple, yet is like like I said, the root cause of all news stories and all anger, all strife, all bitterness, all hatred, wars, rumors of wars, like conflict, right? Like even unhappiness, people's joy and identity being stolen. Every hot topic breaks down and boils down to this simple fact. The fact or principle is found in Proverbs 19, verse 22. It says, "What a person desires is unfailing love." Dude, that freaking summarizes it all, dude. The reason behind people who are irate on social media, that are leftist leaning, that are maybe struggle with same-sex attraction, transgenderism, like people, when you read about murderers and rapists and all these things in the news, and you see people analyzing politics, right? Why do people do what they do? It's because they're seeking unfailing love. But this verse is hidden in Proverbs 19. It didn't jump out at me before, but God highlighted it to me this morning. Because what it says is what a person desires is unfailing love. It's so like, and it's followed up with a semicolon, and it says, better to be poor than a liar. So it's like kind of a hidden verse, right? But that is the root desire that God gave all of us. It's a godly desire. It's unfailing love. And the trip is that He's the only one. God is the only one that can quench that love thirst. He's the only one that can give us unfailing love, because the love of humans will fail and falter, right? And this is why people get angry. This is why I got angry and got on drugs and alcohol so bad, because I was wanting unfailing love from my mom and dad, okay? I knew in my heart, because God put it there. My hair's crazy this morning, whatever. It's a powerful video I'm making. I knew growing up as a kid in church that there was a God. There had to be a God, because I didn't create myself. And I knew that He was like, if I was a lock, He is the key. I knew that whatever is in me, He is the answer to everything, because He created me, right? So I just knew that growing up. And I just knew that if he created a mom and dad, if I had this mom and dad from God, that is his perfect way. And when that was disrupted by Satan, I could tell it was a satanic attack, that my dad cheated on my mom and divorced. I could tell that the separation was not of God, because I knew the Bible said in my heart, I didn't know the verse, but it says, what God has joined together, let man not separate. Okay? So a way that a child feels love and receives love is through their parents. They don't see God necessarily as a kid. You don't see God as a kid. You see your parents as God. You see God through your parents, right? Because they're the protection and the provider that ultimately is from God, right? But they're supposed to be that example. They're supposed to be that like, in a sense, the moon reflecting the sun's light, right? We don't see the sun, but at night we can see light at nighttime, but it's not that we're seeing the sun. The source, we don't see in the source. It's a good analogy. We don't see the sun's light at nighttime. We see the reflection of the light off the moon, and that apparent is as the moon, right? They're supposed to reflect God's glory and God's light and love and protection and his provision to us, right? They're supposed to model that. When they don't model that properly and correctly, we know it, dude. We know something is off. We know they're not doing it right. And when they divorce or they're not around, dude, there is a hole in our heart, right? Because why? We're wanting unfailing love, ultimately. So what a person desires most is unfailing love. And we will look for it in all the wrong places. I looked through it through I was looking through love when I got angry and rageful and violent, dude, as a teenager. I looked through it to that through relationships, through drugs, through alcohol. Guys, you are looking and seeking and wanting unfailing love. And what are the ways we feel that? Well, we feel that through being seen and heard, being listened to, being complimented in things. And this is why social media platforms are so successful, like Instagram and Facebook and so on. It's because we get the adoration and the admiration, and we are seen and heard through those outlets, right? And it gives us a little spark of, oh, I feel loved. Oh, I feel heard. I feel seen. Dude, only God can meet those desires and fill that hole within you. He is the only key that can fit inside the lock of your heart that will give you sustaining, unfailing love today. I'm going to encourage you with that. Unfailing love is constant, man. It's steadfast and it's enduring. It's a commitment that never gives up. And that's what we want from God. And when we feel like he's given up on us, this is why people turn to atheism. They feel like God has given up on them. Maybe their parents gave up on them. And so they're thinking God did that, right? Remember, the parent is a reflection of God to a child. A parent is a reflection of God's love to a child. Always remember that. Unfailing love is constant, steadfast, man, and it's an enduring commitment that never gives up, runs out, or fails, even through challenges, flaws, or mistakes. Often described in religious context, we get as God is unconditional love, being rooted in faithfulness and mercy. It's dependable, right? It's unbreakable love that offers support and refuge. Guys, it remains true regardless of circumstances or human performance. It contrasts with conditional human love. Some key characteristics of unfailing love, that it's constant and steadfast, man. It doesn't change based on performance or situation. It's unwavering. It's inexhaustible. The supply of this love never runs low, no matter how much it's needed. It's unconditional. That means it's not earned. It's given freely, even when people are unfaithful or make mistakes. It's covenantal. In the Bible, unfailing love, it signifies God's faithfulness to his people and his promises. It's action-oriented. That's right. It's demonstrated through merciful acts, guys, of support, enduring kindness, like Jesus' sacrifice on the cross. And this is why people are drawn to, like, government giving, right? And programs like welfare, like food stamps, right? They feel like they're wanting a covenant from God, but really the government is stepping in, meeting those needs. And so they feel like those merciful acts from the government in support of free money, they feel like it's like enduring kindness, like, but they're not looking to Jesus' sacrifice to get that need met, and they should be. And I pray that for people today, that they would not look to welfare and government support to feel that enduring kindness. The Hebrew word is charity, is like to be chest, is often translated as unfailing love, loving kindness, and steadfast love. This highlights strength. It highlights steadfastness, and it's combined with mercy. It's frequently attributed to God, God's unfailing love. It emphasizes his eternal, reliable love for humanity seen in scriptures like Psalm 136. It says his love and devotion endures forever. And that's interesting because that's where I found the verse, what a person wants most is unfailing love. So in simple terms, imagine a love that's like a mountain that won't shake, or a river that never dries up. It's always there, it's strong, it's reliable, and it's just always there for you, no matter what you do or no matter what happens. Now, there are consequences for our sin. There are consequences. Whenever I was angry at my mom and dad for not giving me God's unfailing love, right? Like I felt like love failed. That's why I got so angry. I was really angry when I got on drugs and alcohol and started fighting and stealing as a teenager. What the root was, I was angry that love had failed. Think about that, man. That's why people protest and break stuff. That's why they riot and break windows. They're really angry in their hearts that love has failed them. They feel like it's an injustice. Like, no, there's an unfailing love out there. They know it in their hearts, but they can't pinpoint it. And so they're taking out their frustrations on an object closest to them, such as a window or a person's face, right? Or burning a car. It's all that is the fruit of the anger in their hearts, that they are feeling unfailing. They're seeing love fail, right? So anyway, it's good to analyze these things in my mind because it helps me wrap my brain around the why people riot, why people protest, why people why do people do the things that they do, right? The psychology behind it is this: what a person desires most is unfailing love. Hope this helps you. I hope it helps you pray for people. I hope it helps you wrap your brain around why you see what you see in the news today. And I'll end with this. The answer to this problem is we live in a broken world that's bent towards sin, and that's because of free will. The earth we live in is decaying. Our bodies are decaying. But the answer to that, the answer to the story and the light at the end of the tunnel is that Jesus is coming back to renew all things, and we will finally receive unfailing love to the fullest. That is the summary of heaven. Unfailing love. Hope this helps you guys. Love y'all. Till next time. Peace.